family died in a mob hit. I should have died too. But I lived.
I'm gonna show you why we need a game for this character, why the Punisher is very complex and deep, and if it's done right, it can be very compelling, satisfying, and even fun to play.
The ones who killed my family. I'm back. Every muzzle flash means one more monster gone. There's nothing to help you when the darkness falls.
I like to cover sports and gaming on my channel, and one of the gaming subjects that I want to touch on today is a game that we don't have, or we did have, but we need a newer iteration of, and that's the Punisher. I want a new Punisher game, and I felt like if it's in the right hands of the developers, this could be a massive hit for us gamers, because the Punisher has deep and a complex character to him. I don't think he's just a gun-wielding, toting, just shooting you up type of guy. If the story is done right, it doesn't just have to rely solely on those what traits or tropes that people like to say now. He can be so much more if he's done correctly, if his character is portrayed correctly, and if you use the source material to your advantage. And I am up for adaptation. I felt like one of the best Punisher iterations, and I'm gonna get back to adaptation iterations, is Punisher Warzone. It's not the best movie. It's a horrendous movie, but for me it's a guilty pleasure because the character is portrayed to a T. Now, John Bernthal's character, for me, I like it the best, even though it doesn't 100% portray the character, but the nuances that he adds to the character in a more modern time of this time that we live in, I think it's a perfect fit for the Punisher that we would get in today's modern world, instead of just a comic book cartoon version of the Punisher that was portrayed in Warzone. You're just getting the straight comic book Punisher and more of the more adult Punishers. I know that I said cartoon and adult in the same sense, but here's what I mean. The movie was cartoonish, but the character's portrayal was to the comic books. That's the way I'm in. But one of the reasons I love the Marvel's Daredevil, the Punisher was portrayed to a T. Watch here.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I really have to spell it out for you, Red, huh? I'm disappointed. You're not that guy, Red.
You want to explain that to the orphans and the widows of the men you killed?
Shit, that's what you think. I'm just some crazy asshole going around unloading on whoever I want to,
Yeah,
huh?
that's exactly what I think.
I think that the people I kill need killing. That's what I think.
You left men hanging from meat hooks.
They got off easy, in my opinion.
I love that line in the show because it basically epitomizes the Punisher's character of how he thinks the punishment wasn't severe enough.
What about you, Frank? What happens the day someone decides you deserve it?
Tell you what, they better not miss. Yeah, what do you do? What do you do? You act like it's a playground. You beat up the bullies with your fists, you throw them in jail, everybody calls you a hero, right? And then a month, a week, a day later, they're back on the streets doing the same goddamn thing.
This dialogue, I can listen to it all day because they both make legit points in their ideology and the way the characters are portrayed. It's just brilliant dialogue, and this is what I want in a Punisher game.
You ever doubt yourself, Frank?
Not even for a second.
Really? Redemption, Frank. It's real. And it's possible. The people you murdered deserve another chance.
What, to kill again, rape again? Is that what
No,
you
Frank,
want?
to try again, Frank.
And when I say to a T, it's not, well, let me rephrase it. John Bernthal's character of the Punisher, I think it's my favorite because of adding everything. The Warzone was just the adaptation to the T to the comic book of the way he just goes around and not, basically he doesn't have an in-between. It's either black or white with the Punisher the way it was portrayed in Warzone. Now they did show some sympathy with him during certain scenes, I believe in the movie Warzone, where he's went to the former agent's wife to have himself executed because he feels like he needs to be punished. That's all his character traits right there. But this one, Frank Castle is still battling with what he's gone through in the war. And this is why I think a Punisher game would make a lot of sense. If we take those aspects, have his story take place within the war, going into what pushed him over the edge to become the Punisher, it would be more so the Punisher was always there in existence through his war years, and that's the section I would like to play in the game. And then you use what's happening with his family to give the backstory of the origin that we get of the New York Punisher, and when he goes on a rampage through all the crime families. I feel like that's what would make a great Punisher game, but let me know what you think in the comment section.
PlayStation